Hi friends, I am Anil. Welcome to my channel Computer Basics. Previously, I have uploaded some video regarding hardware basics and software basics. After that, I am trying to enter into programming basics or you may tell coding basics. Why I told it coding basics? Nowadays, coding word is uh, going on largely in market, so I told coding. Same thing, coding, programming. For coding, you will learn any language, C, C++, Java, Python, no problem. But some basics are there, which are common in all the languages. If you want to be a programmer, you have to learn those things. Those things are coming in all the languages. So let us start the introduction first. Later on, we will enter into the language. So to understand the programming basics, some words already, some terms already we have discussed. Those are instruction. What is an instruction? It is a direction to work. Okay, how to do the task. Now the next term is program. What is a program? It is a set of instruction. When more than one instruction are combined to make a set of instruction which will perform a specific task, then that is called program. I am writing here one example. I want to add two numbers 10, 20, 30, 40, something. I want to add two numbers. So first instruction I have written read x, y. What does it mean? It means that take two inputs 10, 20, 30, 40, something, two integers, read it. Read it means input it. You may write read, you may write input. Input xy. After that, third variable z is equal to x plus y. When we are writing in arithmetic in English, we are writing x plus y is equal to z. But when we are writing programming languages, we are writing the reverse, z is equal to x plus y. Okay. Now it is the second instruction where we are calculating the result. After calculating the result, we are displaying that result in the output device. For that, the instruction is print. The standard output device is monitor, so it will be printed on monitor. If you want to print in printer, there is instruction. So print z. Now what happened? Two values in first instruction, two values will be input. In second instruction, the result will be calculated. In third instruction, the result will be displayed on the monitor. Okay. These are the three instructions. When they are combined, this is a program. Program for what? Program to add two numbers. Okay. So that is the instruction and program. After program, the next term is software. Why a person wants to be a programmer? Why a person wants to learn programming? The person, the students or the professionals who are here want to be a good programmer, that means good programmer means they want to create some good softwares. This software is a set of programs, that's it. Program is set of instructions, software is set of programs. Okay, that is also to perform a specific task. Just like our some game, car race, bike race, those are also set of programs. Our operating system, whether it is Windows or Linux, that is a software. That means that is a set of programs. Okay, so next term is software. This software is of two types. What are the system software and application software? Whatever software it is, software. So software means set of programs. Set of programs means a program means set of instructions. So these are the terms we have to understand. Now why we are reading programming? To create software. Okay, whether it is application software or system software, whether you want to create some game, you want to create some application, or you want to create some operating system. Whatever that is a software. Software is a set of program is a set of instruction. So now this set of instruction, we will learn how to set the instructions, how to write the programs. Okay, this is the easy program where only 3 instructions are there. Okay, gradually we will enter into hard programs, learn more number of instructions, like thousands of instructions. Okay, so this set of instructions is the program. But the thing is that really, is it a program? Yes, it is a program, but it is a program in English language. It is not a program of C, C++, Java, Python. It is not a program of that language. It is a program of English language. Okay, now if this is a English language, will it be executed in computer? No, it will not be executed. Why? To execute a program in a computer, we need some computer language. English is a language by which we are talking, human beings are talking. But to talk with a computer, we need some other languages like C, C++, Java, Python. That's why those are called programming languages. They are languages, but programming languages. In that language, two persons can't be talking. So this English language set of instructions, it is known as algorithm. Okay, now when this algorithm is written in words stepwise, if you are giving step 1, step 2, step 3, that is the algorithm format. That's it. Write in English language, give some steps, that will be algorithm. Now here, why I have written steps? You have to write 2 after 1, you have to write 3 after 2. If you are mixing, if you are writing step 3 initially, then your result will not be displayed in the monitor. Why? First you have something written, what is there in Z, then you have given some input, then you have calculated. So calculated result is not printed, something other printed before calculating. So your output will be wrong. So we can't change the steps. Okay, so this set of instructions written stepwise is known as algorithm to perform a specific task. Set of instructions to perform a specific task written stepwise is called your algorithm. The same thing, when you are representing it in a diagram, it will be a flowchart. For example, same thing I am writing in flowchart or in algorithm. It is good to write start and end. Here also you can write step 1 start, step 4 end. You can write, but there is no hard and fast rule. But in flowchart, start and end is mandatory, or else it will be something else. So start. After starting, we will give input x, y. Generally, start is in oval shape, input is in rectangle. Okay, there is a arrow mark, means after starting, first step is this one. Okay, now if you want to check the condition whether input done or not, then you may give a diamond shape here. If you want to suppose check whether x, y negative, positive, 0, if x is greater than 0 and y is greater than 0, that means diamond shape is used for some conditions. Okay, if both are greater than 0, there are two conditions. What are the conditions? One is yes condition, one is no condition. Okay, so if it is no, then what we will do? you will enter again. Nobody is adding 0 to something, it is same result. Okay, so if you want to add two things, means it should be non-zero. So if anybody is 0, then go back and enter again. If yes, if both are greater than 0, then calculate z equal to x plus y. Again calculation will be inside a rectangle. Okay, after calculation, print z. Okay, after printing z, and is also in oval shape. So start and end both will be in oval shape. In some places, the instructions like input and output, those you may keep in this box. Okay, so if you are keeping in rectangle also, it is no problem, or else you can write in parallelogram, no problem. So this diagrammatic representation, it is called flowchart. Now see, suppose my program is 10 lines, 10 instructions. I can draw the diagram. Suppose my program is 100 instructions, diagram will cover the blackboard. If my program is consisting of 1000 instructions, this diagram will be shortage, this board will be shortage, I have to take more board. If I am making a software, then my number of instructions are in lakhs, in crores, then I need totally a cricket ground to draw the flowchart. That's why this flowchart is not feasible, not reliable in case of big programs. So in case of big programs, we are taking algorithm only, no flowchart. So software means definitely it is a big program. So whenever there is a big program, then we are avoiding the flowchart, we are going through algorithm only. Before writing a program in any language, first you should write in English. That is the algorithm, so that there will not be any mistake. If some people, what they are doing, directly starting program. If you are starting program directly, that is a wrong step, because you don't know the logic first. Okay, that logic is the algorithm only. After algorithm, what you will do, you will implement the syntax or the formats of that language, whether it is C or C++, Java or Python. First you write in English, that is the good format. If it is a small program, you want to draw a flowchart, you can draw, or else you start from algorithm. Okay, so you got what you need to write a program. You need two things to write a program. To write a program, don't go blindly. If you are getting a question, first you read what is input. First you understand it, what are the inputs. Second step, understand what is the output. Without understanding these two, don't start algorithm. Okay, so if you understood input, you understood what you need, third step, write algorithm. Okay, flowchart why I am not telling, because it is not good in big programs. Initially you may use, no problem, or else you may do in algorithm one. After writing algorithm, another step is there, write the pseudo code. What is a pseudo code? Pseudo code is not exactly a program, but looks like a program. It is in between algorithm and program. Okay, so I will change algorithm and code. Okay, this program is only the code. Okay, so before writing program, first you write algorithm, first you read the question, understand the input and output, then after write algorithm. After writing algorithm, write the pseudocode. Pseudocode, I will take example, it is just a reform of algorithm. That's why here you have written input xy, in pseudocode you will write read xy. That's it. Here you have written z equal to x plus y. If you are giving full stop, then also it is okay because you are writing an algorithm. But if you are writing C, C++ or Java, you have to give a semicolon here. That's it. A small changes which will look like a program. That's it. So here I have written print. It is an English word. In case of C, you will write printf. In case of C++, you will write cout. In case of Java, system.out.println. So for different languages, different formats are there. In that format, you have to write the print instruction. Okay. So it is algorithm then pseudocode. So pseudocode is just looking like a code, but it is not the exact code. Just transfer the instructions, transfer the steps of the algorithms to that language. That's it. That should be looking like a program. So that is the pseudocode. Then make that pseudocode. The fifth step is write code. Clear? If you are following the 5 steps, then it's guaranteed that your program will not be wrong. Okay. So if you are getting some syntax error also, somewhere you will miss some semicolon, somewhere you will miss something, you will get a message, you can correct that. But logic will be correct. Within few corrections, syntax correction, definitely you will get answers. Okay, so the program will not, logic will not be wrong. Logic will be correct if you are going for 5 steps. Students, what they are doing directly, they are starting coding. 5th step, that is the problem, where they are not getting the actual logic. So these are the intro. In our first introduction class, we have gone through what are the pre-requirements to write a program: algorithm, flowchart, pseudocode, and code. Okay, 4 steps are there. And before that, understand input output. Okay, flowchart is for small programs, algorithm is for large programs. That's the programming basic. Next we will learn regarding some languages. Okay, how are the languages, how they are working, how they are executing. Okay, then after we will start coding. Okay, so for this video, this much is there. Thank you.